All right, here we go. Time now for News Extra, and brought to you by Gering Civic Center. And let's get to it. We're going to visit about adventures in Storyland. It's coming to a stage near you. And we have a couple of special guests. Lauren Newell, who is one of the authors of this play, and Natalie Saenz is also here with us this morning. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
All right, well, let's start with you. Lauren, tell us about Adventures in Storyland.
Well, it's kind of a new thing for Theater West because of the construction going on at the theater. We don't have a real home, and so Tami Lippstreu came up with this idea of taking a kids show around, and so she approached me in the fall about writing a show together, and so after the first of the year we kind of started seriously putting ideas together, and the national theme for the library summer programs this year is Libraries Rock, and so they kind of, we had interest from some libraries saying, well, if you could riff on that kind of topic and bring us something that we could get kids, we've had kids from 3 years old to 10 years old coming to our shows, and so we knew that was kind of our target audience. And so I wrote the script and the songs, and then Tami, with her genius, came in and wrote all the music and the arrangements on the keyboard.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. So, but then you also have to figure out the blocking and movement on stage and all that, right?
Yeah, and we have a really good cast of kids that are hard workers, and I guess Natalie's not a kid, but Natalie's our veteran, and the other kids are high school kids, and they do a really, really great job. So they made my directing job easy. But the challenge has been, this is a lot of their first tours, and a tour means that you never really know until you get into the space what you're going to get. Mm-hmm. And so we've had to kind of alter our set and blocking a little bit for each place that we've been, which has been kind of fun.
Which is primarily the libraries, but you're also going to perform out at Riverside Discovery Center. So each library, I'm sure, doesn't exactly have a performance space. Some do, maybe, but...
Right. And we have also done a couple of elementary schools for their summer school thing, and they'll have an auditorium or something like that usually. But the libraries, there are some libraries we walk into and we can hardly fit our group in there. They're so cute and quaint. And but then the one at the zoo, is coming up on Saturday, and we have two actually that day, one at 11 and one at 2. And the admission for those is just the regular admission price for the zoo plus $2 will get you into the zoo and the show. And so, we're excited about that. It's going to be a neat venue.
Natalie, tell me about the play a little bit. It's a mishmash of fairy tales, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So I'm the librarian, and I interact with a kid that comes in, and he's not excited about reading at all. So I kind of introduce some magic to him about reading, and we bring in Peter Pan, and we bring in Alice in Wonderland, and then I think the Jungle Book, and he kind of he interacts with those characters on stage, and he kind of gets into the world of those stories, and so he kind of learns at the end that he likes reading.
Well, it's the story that can take us anywhere, right?
Yes.
Back with more about it in just a moment.
Having food that is constantly great, event after event, is something worth talking about. The Gering Civic Center serves incredible food, and food makes a great event. Along with catering partner, The Meat Shop, the Gering Civic Center has been hosting special events for over 24 years. An elegant column-free ballroom, there is never a room rental fee if food is purchased. Visit GeringCivicCenter.com, call 436-6888, the Gering Civic Center, the center of it all.
Talking with Lauren Newell and Natalie Saenz about our upcoming performances this summer. Some have already happened, of Adventures in Storyland at a stage near you, perhaps at the library, perhaps out at Riverside Discovery Center. And again, Lauren, Saturday, 2 performances, right?
Yes, 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the zoo.
Okay. Now, we'll have to pay an admission for the ones out at the zoo, right?
Yes, and those prices are just the normal admission price for your age group at the zoo, plus $2 will get you into the show and the zoo. So members of the zoo, it's just the $2 extra fee.
Okay, cool. And so for the libraries, that's probably part of the summer reading program, is it? Or is there a little additional fee?
No, it's part of the program, and some of the libraries and places we've visited have given us donations, and that's been really, really helpful. But we just, it's part of their program.
And this is all a part of the umbrella of Theater West. Tell us how that works in with Theater West.
Well, it's technically, every summer Theater West does 3 shows for their season, and so this kids show is technically the 3rd show of the season. We've got 9 to 5 and Footloose, and then this library show. And so we have all the benefits that a Theater West show would have: our set designers, our costume designers, rehearsal time, and so we really have just treated it as the 3rd show of the season, even though it's kind of its own thing. Kind
of a traveling show.
Yeah.
And not to be confused with the Theater West Youth Program, right? I mean, that's a different...
Oh, Toffee. Yes. Those are 2 different things. Toffee Camp is still happening the last 2 weeks of July, and that's going to be Annie this year.
Okay, so wonderful. So a lot of fun, and we hope folks will take advantage and come out and see it. Tell us a little bit about the cast. We know that Natalie is in it. Who else? I shouldn't put you on the spot to name everybody, but...
Yeah,
just kids from the area.
Yeah, yep. We had auditions for 9 to 5 and Footloose, and then we added a caveat saying that if you were too young to be in either of those shows, that we would consider you for this library show. And so, I think our youngest person in the cast is 12, and the oldest person in the cast is you, but but other than is 19, and so with the exception of Natalie, who's our adult on board.
Yeah, all right. Very good. And so when did you begin rehearsals for this?
The end of May, I believe. Yeah,
okay.
Like the last week of May, and then we've just kind of continued the rehearsals up until our first show.
Kind of like a baseball team. Once you start playing, you just go, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Very good. And so writing all of this, Lauren, how did that come all together?
Well,
you said you sort of wrote it on separate tracks. I mean, you wrote part of it, and Tami did part of it.
Well, what happened was Tami's the musical genius, and so what I did was I came up with the story, and wrote the script and wrote the words to the songs, and then I kind of sang them to Tami how I imagined them, and she just took all of my rough little things and turned it into a musical. And so all the writing was done, and then Tami just made it beautiful.
Put it to music.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Well, thanks for coming in this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Very good.